is going on, 302 Mafia? Welcome to another episode of 302 Birds. Today is Wednesday, April 12th, 2023, Season 4, Episode 9. Are you rocking with Philly Rob? Jalen Hurts contract, the Philadelphia 76ers are in the playoffs, and a ton more on tap for you guys. But I'm blessed to be here tonight with my awesome co-host. We got Air Jordan in the middle, fantastic KJ McCoy on the right, Ballpark Tommy below me, Shawnee here, and then we got Ash in the back as well, and Colin on deck with the comments. Thank you for all the help, guys. But last night was a very special night. Tommy, do you want to go ahead and tell the people what last night was? And you didn't get to participate in your tradition. Tell them why.
Last night was Dollar Dog Night, a sacred night for me, a night that I loved, that is near and dear to my heart. And I'm not even going to blame the people who were at the ballpark, the Airmark, the people who work for Airmark. Those people were slinging out dogs left and right. They were working their asses off. They were running all around. I give them a huge round of applause. I give them props. People around the stadium who work there, they
God bless their souls.
They had to work their asses off because people were getting they were ungodly and rowdy. Hey, but you know who I do blame? I blame the scumbags in suits. It's always the suits that screwed things up. Guys like Dutch, who wear a suit every day.
I was gonna put it on, motherfucker.
The four-eyed squirrel.
The fucking guys that'll stab you with the pen, Dutch.
Because, Dalt, here's the thing. Those guys failed to plan. As a guy, if you fail to plan, your employees aren't going to be able to execute to the fullness of their abilities. And that's what happened last night. We had a few stands selling hot dogs. We had these god-awful lines. You saw it on like NBC Sports Philly. You saw it on Barstool. You saw it on our pages. You saw it all around. Like everywhere was was like a 4 to 5 inning wait. I had friends that had to literally wait 8 innings just to get some hot dogs. Like that shouldn't happen. It used to be you show up to Dollar Dog Night. The guys that normally are carrying beers have these things that had just millions of hot dogs in them. You could go get 10 at a time. Now they limit you to 4, and they still can't keep up because the people at Airmark failed to plan. Airmark needs to get out. We need to bring back the local businesses, Dutch. We need to bring in the local guy to keep up with demand. Get Airmark out.
I'm with that. But in all seriousness, too, like
I didn't have one hot dog last night because of it.
No, that's a big problem. In all seriousness, that's a big fucking problem. And
I smashed the under for Tommy's 9 dogs, so I went.
I mean, massive under. I told Jack, I told Tom before the show that he's fucking up the average. It's going to be like 2.5 next time, which take the over. The question is, will Tom get in line for a Dollar Dog next time? That's the money line, yes or no. 8-4 though. Like, what the fuck? I mean, like Dollar Dog Night is just a vibe because it's almost like mischief night, the night before Halloween. That's the feeling I get on Dollar Dog Night. Like, oh shit.
It's a fair comparison.
Fucked up. Whether it's about to get fucked up in the bathroom, some guy's about to get a BJ in the bathroom like last year, TBT, Throwback Tuesday, Thursday, tomorrow, or whether or not like somebody's going to die. Like somebody could actually die at Dollar Dog Night. They could get hit in the face with the hot dog. It happened to multiple people last night. It's anymore because they put it on the Jumbotron. So sorry. But the point is 8-4. It was a miserable game. I mean, I don't know.
Miserable game. People there made it miserable. Like
you could already just, oh my gosh, Jack. Of all the
looks like Wentz is having a good time. What were you saying though, Tom? Like about like the line, like who stood in? Tell me about what you said before the show about that gentleman we know. How long he stood in line?
He waited 8 innings and got 3 dogs. They didn't even have enough to give him the full 4 dogs. He waited and only was allowed 3 dogs.
So you spend $40 or whatever to get into a baseball game. Wait 8 innings to spend $3
to get a goddamn hot dog.
I get it. Hey, I'm just saying. Why can't we have people going up and down the stands?
That's how it used to be.
Hot dogs, get your wieners.
Get your wieners here, boys. Get your wieners here.
I used to they used to be walking around like, okay, here, you want a hot dog? Great. Just to get people out of line. So
how would you flag down the hot dog guy? How would BPT flag him down? Show me what you would flag down the hot dog guy like.
I literally would just there's no way. It would just be a run up. Here's my cash. Here you go. And I took my dogs and went away.
Wow, it was that seamless of a transaction of business?
No, yeah.
Nowadays they just take card now.
That's also part of the problem, that they won't allow any cash transactions for them. Like, even the beer guys are starting to be like, screw this. Here, you got $10. I'm just gonna take the $10. Like, it's great.
Motherfuck you.
Yeah, see, I mean, the Link does that. The Link, they do cash still. I mean, not at the guys that are walking around, they do the cash. The other people, like if you go to a concession stand, that's all card, which, I mean, I get it. It's kind of convenient, but at the same time, I mean, a lot of people carry cash. They're just trying to move the movement to where we don't use paper money anymore, really. But yeah, I remember vivid memory of me and my pops going down to Dollar Dog Nights multiple times when I was a kid. And you just see, I mean, we got like 15 hot dogs just in like 15 minutes, you know, and it wasn't a big deal. So, and you still had time to sit down, eat your hot dogs, and enjoy the game. Now with this pitch clock, it speeds up the games, and you can't even do anything really. Like, I mean, I waited in line when I was at the home opener to get a cheesesteak, and it was like 3 innings worth of the game. And I don't agree with it, but I do agree with Ballpark that there should be guys going up and down the aisles with
and that's how it used to be.
Yeah, literal bags of hot dogs.
This is what we mean when we say bring it. I'm gonna sound like an old man. This is why our parents and all say bring us back to the good old days, because the new days of corporations just being greedy bastards, not wanting to pay people, not wanting to make sure that a process is seamless because they have essentially a monopoly. He is screwing up fan experience, screwing up people's lives, screwing up the great game of baseball, screwing up football that what this show was made about. It's screwing up the American way, Nick.
Tom, you know what I think we need to do?
What?
We need to go listen to one of these songs down by the dock and shoot rocks and talk about the good old days and how the Philadelphia Phillies organization ain't the same as it used to.
And we used to have music back in the 80s.
I just want to use your
on the
love.
radio now.
In all seriousness, wrapping up, Dollar Dog Night was fucking madness. There was a lot of the one thing I will say about Dollar Dog Night, it brings out the young people. I mean, last night was intentionally Greek night for all the Philly schools. I wonder why they did that.
You still had 45,000 proud, apparently, last night, so.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, it was a packed house, so the Phillies made their money.
Tuesday.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy on Tuesday. But, I mean, another question that I have for everybody here is that do you think it's going to be different going into the next Dollar Dog Night?
No.
No, you think it's going to be the same?
It's going to be the same thing. Apparently, like from what I heard, I even asked like I was asking people about this because what I'm hearing, the news was like, yeah, they're going to have more preparation. They're going to have the Citizens Bank Park is going to have more security. Here's the thing, point blank. What the heck happened last night was just a disaster in general. It really was. I saw kids like literal I don't know. I just saw a bunch of like wrappers of like hot dogs just being thrown. When you and Jack left, you missed it. You guys missed it. People were having I thought they were baseballs at first, and it was people who were getting the tinfoil and they were chucking at each other and just like chucking it up in the air. They were chucking at each other.
It's Greek night too. You're gonna have college kids drinking with dollar hot dogs. Yeah. So the Phillies know what they're doing at the same time, but I mean, it got out of hand pretty fast. It was the fact that somebody had to wait 8 innings is a tragedy.
Yeah, according to my sister too, she said somebody was throwing down money, and I was like, "Oh my god, bring me down to that freaking section." I was
Wait, what?
Apparently, she said somebody was throwing a wad of money, and I was like,
Like
"What?"
just dropping it like rain.
Yeah, and
That's
I was
crazy.
like, "Oh my god, bring me to that section, please."
Well,
yeah, that was.
oh,
insane.
sorry.
No,
But we actually do have to get into our next segment, which is, let's see if I'll screw this up. I'm actually excited to see. I did buy a mouse, so
Time for Phillies talk with Tommy. Finger stitch.
Hun, I just want to address Tony's comment. Tony is 100% right. I want hot dogs everywhere on Dollar Dog Night. And that's how it used to be. Like when we were still at St. Joe's Dutch, literally.
piss of dogs, get your piss of dogs.
Literally, I think like one guy literally who very clearly had the uniform on and everything was selling dollar dogs as I was waiting in line to go to the bathroom. And I bought some.
That wasn't a dollar dog in your hand a couple minutes later, though, pal.
Tommy's taking a nice shit in the bathroom and just eating his hot dog. And he's got it
Exactly. That's the joy of Dollar Dog Night.
Yeah.
It's also just a disgrace, the whole thing, because honestly, as you said before, with the pitch clock, it makes the game just it's so the whole thing is just fast. So out of nowhere, as you said before, that 8 inning thing is just insane.
But imagine being a kid. Imagine being a kid, like a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old kid, excited to go to Dollar Dog Night, and then they have to wait 8 innings of the game to get a fucking hot dog. What's the point? So
we got somebody in this.
Anyway,
in this room right now, that's got a ring college. And I think Casey Baker is here.
I did really speak about that. That's a yikes. We're
Casey,
old.
that comment that you put in the private chat's hilarious. It's just freaking hilarious.
Let's not say it.
I'm not saying that.
Oh yeah, no. We'll leave.
There's a reason it's in the private chat and not the public.
Oh, absolutely not. But,
yeah.
All right.
Look, it's an exciting time, absolutely, but you got to turn the page and look at what's happening right now, and it's just absolute frustration on the baseball field. Starting out 0-4, we're 4-3 in the last 7 games. We're having injuries pile up out the wazoo. Our pitching looks atrocious. Craig Kimbrell, I don't even know why we even brought him in the offseason. I'm sorry. I thought he was garbage to begin with.
He's a middle innings guy. He's no longer a closer.
No, he just doesn't have it. And to be honest, though, the only place that I really think we are struggling is pitching. I think that is our main weakness right now. I think, we have some games where we're only putting up 2 or 3 runs, but in my opinion right now, without Bryce Harper in the lineup, without Reese, without some of our other sub guys, it's a totally different lineup. And when you can see Bohm hitting well, Castellanos is over 300, Schwarber's struggling. Stott's hitting well. Schwarber's struggling, but he's a second half hitter anyway. Last year, he went off for 20 bombs in the second half. And even Amundo was batting 280.
I know that. What a pleasant surprise! We were told if he hits 100, we should be happy.
Yeah,
he was batting 275. I saw today during the game.
Yeah, no complaints there. He plays a decent defense too. Sometimes he makes some dumb plays, but. Even Stott the other day, were we down 2 last night, and he drove in 2 runs, tried to make a wide turn, got thrown out of first, back picked.
The lack of fundamentals on this. So I think this is what's most concerning to me. We have a very talented team. This team is phenomenally talented. Clear, and for the most part, they kept everyone from last year, minus maybe Segura, really. And you got rid of other guys that you didn't even play in the playoffs, like Kyle Gibson. So for the most part, everyone's back from last year. So clearly they have the potential to win a World Series. They have the talent. The fundamentals that this team is showing right now is atrocious. I could get a little league team to know, okay, don't round the base, go halfway down the base, take 2-3 steps, and quickly slide step back to the base. Please. Pick up. You have to look up and try to pick up your third base coach about halfway in between the base to determine whether or not you gotta keep your banana turn going and keep going to the next base, or you're just trotting into the base, or you got to slide and get down. And sometimes you got to figure out the direction of a slide. This team isn't doing any of that on the base path. Their fielding is atrocious. Pache has been an absolute travesty to this team. We traded the Delaware kid that grew up being a Phillies fan, wanted to be great for this team. We traded him for who? Christian Pache, who popped out in extras today. Hey, has had multiple fielding errors. Who? That's what we got him for, was for his fielding. Can't field, can't do the basics. Like, that's what is most frustrating about this team. They keep finding ways to lose. They are like right there of being greatness. But every time you think they're going to be great, they have a basic error that you get over by the time you're 9 effing years old, and not by the time you're making millions of dollars.
Well, my thing is, I agree with you 100%, but I think it doesn't stem from the players. I think that stems from Rob Thompson. I mean, Rob Thompson, like, you got to have leadership. You had the respect of the locker room last year. So why does it not look like you don't have your guys in check right now? Why are they all willy-nilly not being fundamental? And why are we having such long leashes with Aaron Nola going 100 pitches after he just gave up 3 back-to-back singles in the 6th in his second start or third start of the season? That makes no sense to me. Why are we doing that to a guy that one of our top arms in our rotation helped push us in the postseason last year and is supposed to be a big part of our team? And I can't wrap my head around how long he lets guys ride or some of the other pitching decisions that he makes. It's just frustrating.
So, and I was afraid of this. So clearly Rob Thompson is not the guy. I mean,
he is the guy. I don't think.
No, that's not really exactly true yet. It's still early. And last year, we honestly, we made a miraculous run, and we were able to slip in the playoffs. And then we kept on going with the miraculous run. But yeah, I mean, the most concerning thing, honestly, what we saw yesterday, not yesterday, 2 days ago, was amazing, where they scored 15 runs. And, I mean, you just saw guys like Marsh. You saw Stott was doing great. But then my main question is to Casey and Tom, why did he change the lineup the next day? Like, why did
it had to do with pitching matchup and lefty versus righty.
Right.
Yeah, he's platooning Marsh and Pache, which I totally agree with. Marsh, as well as he's been hitting righties this year, and he's been mashing them. He cannot sniff a lefty really to save his life. I love that. I do. But, I mean, it just goes back to defense, like you said earlier, Tommy, like Christian Pache. Like, I mean, his bat's kind of there. I mean, I was expecting 150 and just have a decent glove out there. But, I mean, 273 with a 730 OPS, I can't really complain.
So then what's the issue? I mean, if we have the potential, a great team
to win pitching, like Casey said.
But I thought in the offseason we got a better pitching core.
We did. They're just not executing.
So baseball is I guess any sport, no free agent signing is a given. Nothing. I mean, it doesn't matter. You come into a different team, everything changes. And I don't think we picked up anybody that at least in the offseason that has been consistent the past multiple years that we knew coming in that he was going to be shut down. Look, Craig Kimbrell he's 34, 35. He hasn't seen his prime since he was 30 or 31. Gregory Soto, he can't even throw a strike sometimes. And his stuff is nasty if he knew how to just somewhat locate. And then we have other guys that I have never even heard of, like Yonar Marte. Dude,
he's in the mound.
He got cut.
No, I know that. But when he came onto the mound, I was like, who?
Yeah,
I had no clue.
He came from the Giants.
He looked good in spring training. They were trying to give him a chance after being in Double-A last year, and he just didn't work out.
He was on the San Francisco Giants. I remember that. So he was doing good there, but he can't do it here.
I thought Gregory Soto was going to be a better acquisition to this team. And, I mean, he still might heat up. You know, it's still very, very early in the season, but I feel like Rob Thompson's too much of a player's manager, as in, like, he just wants to give everybody a shot. And if I'm him, I mean, yeah, it's good to give people a shot 100%, but I feel like you need to do what's best and give your best lineup every single night. I think that Marsh should be starting every time in center field, no matter what, because he's pretty good defensively. I mean, he's been having some errors here and there, but I mean, he's a good all around hitter. He's hitting the ball right now. He needs to work on his base running 100%. And I think another problem with that is Dusty Wathan at third base, because he likes to send people and then they can't catch up, because then he gives them the stop sign when they already see the winding up sign, you know. So they're getting ready to round third base, go home, but then he gives them the stop and then he gets caught in the rundown. So I feel like he needs to get better with that 100%. The team, it's just pitching really, because I mean they're hitting the ball, they're doing what they need to do, but they need to start working on pitching a little bit more and take it more seriously, because right now they're tied for fourth place. I mean, for last.
They're in dead last.
They're
in dead last.
I mean, it's okay to be in dead last right now.
It's
early.
It's never okay to be in dead last.
And look,
I'm just saying it's early though. Like we got 164 games.
Yeah,
obviously it's a bad start right now, but I'm not too worried though. I'm really not too worried, because last year, as I said before, we weren't even supposed to make it, and we somehow slipped in. So
yeah, I'm not hitting the panic button at all. And look, if you look at it, I don't want to be so negative all the time, because there is some bright spots. Matt Strahm, are you kidding me?
Oh, he's looking
he's pitching really well.
He has been dealing, and he's not even a starter. But if he can come in just like Falter did last year, and Falter's doing this year as well, he's 10 innings, I think, sub-3 ERA. I mean, you got some of these young guys, and then even our young bats that are proven that they can be those guys. And Bohm coming in spring training with 15, 20 pounds, and he's hitting those singles in the gap are now turning into doubles in the gap. Stott's coming into his own hitting wise. And look, it's early in the season. It's first, 10 or 11 games. Look, I guarantee the Phillies will go through another stretch this season where they're 3-7 or 3-8, and then they'll turn it around and have like a 16-6 run.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need a 10. I'm gonna need a 10 and like 1 stretch soon. Like
I'll be hitting the panic button if we stay under 500 in June. Then I'll start hitting the panic button.
I'm hitting the panic button now. Because here's the thing. I'm tired of these people saying these games don't matter. We barely slipped in last year. Why is that? Because these games don't matter, apparently, in April and May. However, those games you win in April and May make your September easier. Make your September so then you can imagine if we could have rested Wheeler just a little bit more, or could have rested Nola. They ran out of gas in the World Series. All of a sudden, we wouldn't be talking about NL Champs ring. We'd be talking about a World Series ring. These games matter. They matter.
I'm with it. I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think I'm with, like you said, Tommy, I need like a 10-1 stretch. I need like that. That's going to rekindle it, because like I do hear Casey and KJ's point, like don't hit the panic button yet. It's very early. And like maybe Rob's feeling out this team. But like I like Casey's point. If it's June 1 and we're still below 500, okay. Now we got a problem, because like, yes, we did barely slip in last year, but you can't hold yourself to that expectation either, or you're never going to make it back to the World Series, especially consecutive years. So it's all mentality. Like they need to start holding themselves to a higher standard. And like I heard Casey say it earlier too, it all starts with Rob Thompson. I don't know, in my opinion, from an outside opinion, and then we can kind of cap off with this for the Phillies, but do you guys ever think, and this is just an outsider's opinion, I don't watch a ton of baseball, but like from a non-baseball fan's opinion, it felt like Rob Thompson was kind of thrown into the job. I mean, I know he literally was, but like it felt like they made that decision to extend him quicker than they should have. And I know in the moment we were all like, oh my God, he took us to the fucking World Series. He's a great manager. He's amazing. But like, could it bite us in the ass? Like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, it could definitely bite you in the ass, but I think the biggest thing now is there's expectations. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tom. I think there's expectations. Right. A big difference coming from last year when there was no expectations, even in the wild card round, even in the divisional round, even in the championship series. There was no expectations for this team to win, and they kept winning. So, and now you having expectations like the Eagles do now, like the Sixers do every year, like it changes your mentality. It changes everything around the team. It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around baseball forever, Rob Thompson. Like, he was with the Yankees for a while. And then he was with the Phillies for a long period of time. So he's been around baseball for a while. And I mean, I feel like he managed the team the best last year because, I mean, everybody was hyped up and juiced up, like getting ready to go win a World Series. And I mean, I think that, I guess, what do you call it? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I mean, he seems like he's a good manager, but I think they just have to get moving. I mean, I want to see Trey Turner more. I mean, he's on base a lot, but he needs to pick up the bat. Like, he's going over 4 sometimes here and there. And
well, you're going to go over 4 some games. He got on base 7 straight times to start his Phillies career. That's the most out of any Philly ever to start their career with the Phillies. Like, I'm not poking Trey Turner for underperforming. He's done what we expected him to do. I think everybody thought he was going to hit a dinger every time he got up to plate because of watching him in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
But when we signed him, we knew he was going to be a singles doubles guy, steal a few bases, and be a solid defender, which he's done up to this point.
Hands down, Tom. Hands down. I agree with that 100%. Look, I think the hype around him made it feel like, oh, he's like Barry Bonds. We're going to see a home run every game. He's never going to get out, anything like that. But that's just not baseball, and it's tough. But he has been everything but advertised and every bit worth of that contract right now in these first couple games. I mean, look, there's nothing I could even nitpick about his game right now. He's doing exactly what we got him to do.
Yeah.
Casey,
Exactly.
before we get you out of here,
people expected him to be that home run hitter that they saw in the World Baseball Classic, and I mean,
That's just not his game.
Yeah, that's just not his game. He could do it if he wanted to, but that's not his game.
It's just not his game yet. So I mean, we'll see him get a home run. Obviously, it's going to happen, but I mean, it's going to take a little while. I feel like for him though.
Casey, before we get you out of here, give me your top 3 baseball players in the league right now. We've been asking a lot of our fans this, and why.
And do not say Zach Wheeler, please. Please do not say Zach Wheeler.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I'm sorry. He's a good player, but I mean, first off, you got to go with the unicorn. You have to go with Shohei.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't leave him off that list at all. I mean, he's doing
sub 1 ERA after 3 starts.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing stuff we've never even seen before. And y'all can say Babe Ruth. I'm sorry, Babe Ruth is not touching 100 and hitting the ball 450.
He was hitting at 450, but the other part, yes.
I don't know about 450. I don't know about that.
So you got
the Polo Grounds where he started with the Yankees it was
270 down the line.
Yeah, but the center, he was hitting them out center, and that was like 530.
So, Case, you got Ohtani, okay.
I got Trout.
Okay.
Yes,
gotta go Trout. I mean, look, without the injuries, he would be literally on pace. Honestly, he still is on pace to be one of the greatest baseball players of all time. I mean, hands down.
Last but not least.
And the third's tough, isn't it?
The last is tough, like thinking about it. God, you put me on the spot too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have.
That's why I said Wheeler. Like, give me a second to actually think.
No, that was a good video.
I have to go. I want to go like a pitcher, and I'm thinking like Corbin Burns. I'm trying to think who's been consistent like he has the past couple years.
I can't believe you didn't say Judge.
No, I can't say Judge.
There's pitchers. Judge isn't an all-around talent. That's the thing. He has hitting,
he had 66
and
home runs.
He's got an arm.
He had 66 home runs.
Okay.
I mean,
what does he do defensively? What is his defensive WAR?
Well, I mean, defensively, he's not as good as his offensive game, obviously. But I mean, it's just like
okay. Well, we're talking best player,
right?
All around.
All around.
Not saying that Judge isn't a great player or anything like that. Look, he hit 60-something home runs last year, everything like that. But he might be one of the top hitters in the league. But all around top 3, that's tough. That third one's tough.
Well, I don't want to take up more time, but if you get that answer, put in the chat, and we'll.
All right, I will, boys.
All right, Case, appreciate you coming on. Always an honor, and I'll see you Saturday or Sunday.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, talk to you.
See you guys.
Moving on, we got the Sixers.
Playoff time. Playoff basketball. It's here. Oh, man, I am pumped for this playoff series. I'm so pumped. I feel like this year, out of all the years right now, without Jimmy Butler in the playoffs, thank you, Atlanta Hawks. Thank you, because I don't have to deal with Jimmy Butler. I mean, I know we miss him. He should have stayed with us. I mean, we know it. But at the same time, though, I'm glad that we're not going to be playing him. And now I feel like, honestly, we have the roster. We have the guys. Even the bench now. I feel like the bench is stepping up right now, and I'll get into that in a little bit. We got the roster to maybe make some kind of run. I feel like we can do it. And I think Embiid wants to do it. So we'll see what happens. I'm pumped for this series. I really am. I think this could be a very underrated series. I think that people think that the Sixers are going to sweep the Nets, which I actually don't think. I think it's actually going to go to 6 games. I think it'll be a 6-game series. I think Mikal Bridges is going to be a factor for the Nets. I mean, maybe I'll get into that in a little bit, but I just feel like he's got a little bit of a revenge to him. He wants to get back to the Sixers for trading him away. It's Brett Brown's fault anyway. So, but yeah, I'm pumped for this series, and we'll see what happens. What else you guys got?
We got Greggy.
Hey, there he is.
Greg, how you feel about this playoff picture for us? You're muted.
Whoa, what's that on your face?
Oh, dude, what's not on my face is the question. Missing the beard. Time in 7 years. Got a good look. It's coming back.
I don't like it. I don't know if I like it.
No, I don't like it either. It's weird. I was rocking a stash for a day or two. I liked it, and then I had to see what it looked like with all of it off.
Are you?
You're gonna get nice scruff now.
You know,
you in your midlife crisis right now?
Looks good with the stash. That's it. No, I'm just kidding.
Huh?
Are you midlife crisis right now? That's why I shaved it all off.
Yeah, man. I hit my core life crisis and shaved it off. I saw Tony just commented. He saw me at the Phillies game last night. What's good, Tony? Shout out to our RA from freshman year.
And he bought his tickets from TickPick because he's a good man. So shout out to Tony for using TickPick. If you guys aren't using TickPick, you're an idiot. Greg, Sixers playoff run. What's going to happen? Are we going to be let down, or is KJ speaking some truth?
So Sixers playoff run. Here's what I think is going to go. Nets are not going to be an issue. I love Mikal Bridges. I love Cam Johnson. I love Dinwiddie. They're all great players. Dick Claxton's a solid center. Can't against Embiid. The rest of the team, the bench, you got Patty Mills on there. You got Seth Curry on there. Yeah, they're great and all, but they're not.
Joe Harris too, right? He's still.
What's up?
Joe Harris too, right?
Yeah, Joe Harris is there, but dude, he's a slow dude who just he's like Niang, but a little fatter. Right. So you're not really going to get much out of him. He hasn't been a threat all year. He's not really going to be there. He was, and now he's not. Simple as that. So we're going to get through the Nets. I think it's going to be a 5-game series, and it's done. The issue with our playoff series, Sixers are going to be good as long as the Celtics get taken out by a different team. Well, I was at the Celtics game. Saw you guys there. I saw you guys up there waving. The Celtics have our number. They have our plays down. They were able to get Brogdon, White, and Horford open in the corner for a 3 like almost every time. They knew how to set the pick and get their guys open on us and not fix it. They ran the same play on us multiple times. So Celtics would probably kill us. I'm going to be honest. Like that's the team that scares me.
Right. And when we played them on Tuesday, like they didn't have Jalen Brown and they didn't have Robert Williams. So
yeah, they didn't have both those guys. So and they're factors for sure. They're X factors. They really are.
And this is why. And this is why I add on to his point about that the Celtics would probably kill us. We would need Embiid to drop 52 of those points every single night of those games. So, I mean, not every night, but because other people would step up, but it would be a very hard series to win if he was just averaging, 40, So, which 40
and as much as I hated Al Horford, as much as I hate Al Horford, he was honestly he was cooking with threes last game when we played them.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, yeah.
I Al Horford flopped his years on the get a deal and come back to the Celtics in time for another playoff run, and that's what it looks like it was.
He sucked when he was a Sixer. He straight up.
That's why we hate him. That's why we hate him.
The Thunder, and what happened when he got back on the Celtics? It's like he never left.
Yeah, 100%. But one thing good about that game that I did see is PJ Tucker draining those threes, because that's what we need him to do in the playoffs.
Awesome. It was good to see that resurgence, and it's good to see. It was good seeing the two last games of the season because you gave McDaniels a little more playing time.
Mhm.
And I love Jalen McDaniels. He's looking great. He's not Thibault wasn't for us. He was able. Again, defense Thibault wise is better, but is just better offensively. He's better forwards. He's just that more physical forward that Doc has been looking for a while, for what he was looking for in Danny Green, for what he was looking for when he had Charles Brown. You know what I mean? That's the kind of guy he's been looking for a while. So it's good to see that. It was good to see Jaden Springer put up some points too, huh?
Yeah. And my boy Mac McClung. You can't forget about Mac, man. I mean, I know it was just for the Mac's not gonna he's not gonna I know he's not gonna play. He's not gonna play. He was just there for the last 2 games. That's why they had him up there. But that's the only reason.
It's just Blue Coats won their championship.
Yeah, shout out to Delaware. Shout out to 302.
It was in 20 pretty much that starting 5 for that G League team beat the starting 5 of the Hawks.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
Crazy. No one watched that game. I watched that game.
No, I watched it. I did. Are you kidding me? I watched it.
You watched it? Dude, did you see Dan Miles trying to hit those between the leg on Trae Young? He was just having fun with it.
They were just, I don't know what it was, but they were on. I mean, they were confident that night. And just even Shake was doing good. I mean, just they were going off, man.
Exactly.
Are you afraid of Mikal Bridges at all, KJ, with his revenge game?
I am.
Revenge series?
Not afraid. I did mention it, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a factor. I do feel like there's some weird thing with Mikal Bridges. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's kind of I'm not saying he's like Kobe. I'm not saying he's but there's something with him. I feel like he just wants revenge on us. I do not feel like the Nets will maybe win at most 2 games in this series. That's the most. But if they get 1 game, they'll be lucky. But yeah, that'll be a great game by Mikal Bridges. I think he's the X factor for them, to be honest. Though
we're also not talking about this enough either. James Harden is going to get his revenge on the Brooklyn Nets.
That's true.
So
that's true. Harden gets his revenge.
What you were looking for, though, KJ, is Mikal was actually kind of a leader, and he wasn't really show that on the Suns because you had a leader on there. You had CP0 out there going in. So Mikal finally has a team where he can shine more. And because you have that star blindness of Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, now he can really show how he can play. And honestly, Cam Johnson's been doing pretty solid too. Granted, they're all good players. Dinwiddie, the goatee goat, going out there, always doing a good job. I don't think that's going to stand up to what the Sixers caliber has to offer. And Harden's just here to pick up the trash he left behind.
Right. And for here's a message for all the Nets fans that told us we lost the freaking trade. What is Ben Simmons doing now? What is he doing? Please tell me, what is he? He's sitting on the bench because he's a bum. They are Brooklyn bums. What are you seriously? This is what
Seth Curry's kind of going off.
They hyped him up. All the Nets fans are like, "We got Ben 10. We got Ben 10." What is Ben 10 doing for you? Nothing. He's being a baby again, just like he was in the Sixers, dude. It's hilarious. It is so funny, and I crack up with this crap. I really do. It's funny.
Yeah, we won.
Yeah, we did. We won that trade.
They lost.
But yeah, I mean, that's all we really got for the Sixers. Greg, thank you for jumping on with us as always. We appreciate you. Hopefully next week when we see you, you'll be more the beard like your T-shirt and have one. But we do appreciate you for jumping on.
I don't like the naked face, Greg. I'm gonna be honest; it doesn't look natural.
Hey, all good things must come to an end, so beautiful things can come to a start. So I bet you this second time around beard that he's not going to shave for another 7 years, like his taste buds. It might change every 7 years. Will be a pretty good one.
That's fair.
7 years he had a beard.
7 years that he had that beard on his face, man. 7 years. But we got to kick it to our next segment. because we are running tight on time. But
Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia, with your host, Jack Dorden, the mayor of Delaware.
Thank you again, Fantasy Football Network, for that sponsorship. Tonight's question we got. Don, you want to pull up the leaderboard right now so everyone can see the leaderboard, and then I'll get into the question. So, as you guys can see, Ash is in the lead with 4. The fans have 2. KJ has 3. Sean has 2, and Dalton has 3, and I think Tom has 1 because he got one last week. The question we have tonight is the very first game between the Eagles and Dallas Cowboys took place in A, 1960, B, 1965, C, 1970, D, 1975. Again, the very first game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles took place in A, 1960, B, 1965, C, 1970, or D, 1975. We will give the answer at the end of the show. Everyone on the podcast, send your answers via text. Ash already sent me here, so again, thanks again. Moving on.
thank you. But yeah, we're moving on to the Eagles. Thank you, Jack, for kicking into that trivia segment. There's a couple of things I wanted to go over. I mean, first off, look, we've all been talking all year about Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean this, Nakobe Dean that. It's finally time for him to take the step up. He's got the green dot helmet. We're ready. Why not add this man into the mix? Why not add Devin White? Sorry. Why not add Devin White from the Buccaneers into the mix? This guy has a Super Bowl ring. He has experience. He's played alongside one of, I think, the best middle linebackers over the past decade, Devonta David. One of the biggest hidden secrets, I think, in the NFL. That guy's been consistently balling for years, but because he's been with a franchise who, for the most part, I think it's fair to say, has been dysfunctional over the past decade. They had their fair share with Tom Brady. But get this man into Philly. He's fed up with the team. We need help at linebacker. We need age, but somebody that can play. And I think if you put him alongside Nakobe Dean, that's only going to help him develop more, especially because I do think that they let Kaiser White walk. He ends up going to the Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken. So if I was the Philadelphia Eagles, I would very much be exploring this option, because if you go out and get Devin White and then you draft a safety, the defense is complete. Like, it's complete. I really don't have a fear on that defense at all. If they draft a stud safety and go out and get Devin White, I'm booked. I'm booked for that's the best defense in the NFL. Call me biased. I don't care.
Look, the main reason that he's wanting to trade is because his rookie contract's up and he's not getting the money that he wants from Tampa Bay. I think this would be a good tandem with Dean and White. But at the same time, like, if he's asking for a lot of money, I don't think the Eagles have that money, that cap space to give to him. I think it'd be a good fit. I mean, something that we need to fill, spot we need to fill in our defense. And I think it'd be a smart decision. This guy is a very, very well decorated player in his first 4 seasons. And I think this man would fit well in our scheme. And I think we will be stupid if we pass this by, unless he's asking for too much money. That's my only case scenario.
Jordan, here's why I'm going to disagree with you and agree with Dalt. Our offense is built to win now. It's a very offensive league. We were one stop away, essentially, from driving down and possibly winning the Super Bowl. We just need a guy for this year. I don't need him 4 or 5 years from now. I need him this year. I need him on that defense to shore up a spot that is going to have that has holes right now. Now, because we lost so many people in free agency, I wouldn't mind him for right now. I need a right now starter. I need a right now winner on defense. And it's like, if this hole is easily gone next year, 2 years from now, I need it now.
And he doesn't seem like he has any locker room issues, too, which there's a lot to be said for that with the Super Bowl team, too. Sorry, I just wanted to say that. What were you saying, Jack?
I'm confused. How are you disagreeing with me? I'm saying bring the Phillies.
Because you're Jack.
Because Jack, you said, "Oh well, I don't want him if he needs a lot of money." I don't need to sign him to a long-term big deal if all I need him for is this year.
Okay.
I'm fine with getting him as a rental.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is very true. I mean, it's a matter of, yeah, like
He's
you said,
a high productivity rental.
right, and it's something that we need. So it's like
almost like CJ Gardner-Johnson.
It's an investment that we only need for a year. So,
anyways, what are you thinking, KJ? You went Shawnee?
Yeah, I mean, I love Devin White as a player. I loved him when he was in Tampa Bay. He's a physical linebacker, and I feel like he would complement the linebacker core for the Eagles tremendously. He would fit well with Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean steps in, gets his time to shine. And, I mean, it definitely would improve the defense 100%. They've been getting safeties here and there. I don't know how this safety we got from the Steelers, I forget his name. But I feel like the Eagles in the draft, they're going to go either edge rusher or defensive tackle again. And because you don't need any quarterbacks. You don't need – I mean, you do need a safety. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like they're going to go either edge rusher, defensive tackle, or trade back. That's my I feel like mainly the edge rusher is where they're going to go. They're projected to, take the guy out of UCLA, the edge rusher, or there's one edge rusher out of Georgia. But, yeah, no, I love Devin White. He's a great player, and it seems like he wants to be in green, and he's been saying it on his there's been reports, and he's been commenting on Eagles pages and stuff like that. So, and he said that his favorite color was green. So, I think it's meant to be. If Howie Roseman passes it up, it's going to be very, very, very bad.
Ash, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely not something that I had considered, but if we can get him for the right price, I definitely think it could be a great combination. That means that Howie would definitely have to draft right, which, the last couple of years he's done a little bit better, but if he can draft right and if we can get White at the right price, I think it could really be the right way to fill in all of those holes that we have now been left with after the current free agency situation. So, yeah, I'm excited, and hopefully this could kind of be the answer that we needed.
Agreed. That's all I want to talk about for Devin White. I'm glad that we're all in pretty agreement there.
KJ didn't go yet.
Yo,
I thought you went.
No, I did not go. I was trying to tell you that.
Go.
All right, so yeah, Devin White. I mean, we watched him in LSU and then also the Buccaneers. But yeah, honestly, I see this as like an what's his name, Ngakoue, whatever that guy's name was, from the Jaguars. Or I think we were trying to get him once, and he wanted to come to the Eagles, and we didn't get him. The Colts got him. So I feel like this is another move where we keep on hearing these rumors that he's going to come to the Eagles, and he's just not going to be an Eagle. That's what I think with this kind of move. I would like for him to be an Eagle, and I kind of agree with what Tommy's saying. I think he's kind of like a rental kind of player, because right now we do have to pay Jalen Hurts. We do have to pay other players right now. So I think that money needs to be reserved for the players that are their priorities. So I think those are that's what I think about it.
Which is actually a perfect bridge into our next topic. Thank you for that, sir. What do you think is just right for Jalen Hurts? You're talking about saving that money. I mean, look over here. You got Russell Wilson. Here's the projection that I saw today. $49.52 million would be how much he would make in 2023. So this isn't average salary per year. This is how much would he rake in 2023 in 1 year. And these are the top three guys if he gets that. So A-Rod would be 1, Jalen would be 2, and Russ would be 3. What are you thinking about this, KJ?
It's crazy. I mean, that this guy is actually in the conversation with these two great quarterbacks. A-Rod, I mean, hopefully he gets it with the Jets. I mean, I don't know if that pay cut's going to be that big, but I mean, it could be. I mean, that would be outrageous, to be honest.
Well, he's under contract. They would have to pick it up.
Yeah, they would have to, right?
Yeah, there would be no pay cut.
Yeah, so they would have to pick it up. So we'll see what happens with Aaron. I mean, with Russ, Russ didn't have that good of a productive season. It was a very weird season for Russell Wilson. But I think with the addition of Sean Payton, I think it's gonna be a little different for Russ, and he'll get back into the swing of things. I feel like, and yeah, if Jalen gets this kind of price, or even if he gets below this, I still think that Jalen is going to be happy. Because he just wants, as I've said this many times before, he's different than the other kind of quarterbacks today. He just honestly, he cares about winning football games, where there's other guys like Lamar Jackson who just care about the money. And it's like, sometimes it's okay to do and sometimes it's not. But it just shows that this guy wants to win a Super Bowl. He wants to win a championship for this city. And that's why I love him. So I think he deserves that kind of money. But if he goes down a little bit more, I don't think he's going to be mad. I really don't.
Yeah. I think, it's interesting, too, because you look at Russ, and, he's so fucking ass now. This is just so skewed when you look at it. You got a fucking Ponzi scheme on the left, and then you have kind of another Ponzi scheme on the right. I'm not going to lie. This is not two quarterbacks that I would – and it's not Jalen's fault. Jalen is way younger than these guys and at a way different point in his career. I'm just saying, you got the guy who's in a fucking dark tunnel that needs to fucking go into a cave to make every decision. And then you got the guy who can't even Broncos country. Let's fuck the shit out of it. You know what I mean? So I think for Jalen, at the end of the day, anywhere from 44 to 47 million, I think, is plenty and enough. And what you should probably do you get your money's worth, but maybe have a higher guaranteed. There's ways to work it out with Howie. You know that he gets creative. At the end of the day, get the deal done. I'm shocked that we're still talking about it, honestly. Yeah. Anybody else? Jack, Sean, Ash, Tommy?
No, I think you summed it up.
Cool. Yeah, we'll see what happens with it, but like I said, shocked nothing has happened yet. And before we wrap up, let's kick it to Jack to do what he does best.
Time for everybody's favorite part of the show, 302 Trivia, with your host, Jack Dorden, the mayor of Delaware.
It's your favorite event of the night. The question we got tonight is, the very first game between the Eagles and Dallas Cowboys took place in A, 1960, B, 1965, C, 1970, D, 1975. Okay. I'll go to the team first. So we got Sean, the bodyguard, 1960. Okay. Then we got Tom at 1960. Then we got Ash at 1960, KJ at 1960, and Dalton at 1960. You guys are
I'm proud of you fuckers.
Right.
Wait.
And I did not see anyone in the chat or the comments that got it right. So
the question is, who sent it first?
Okay, we can do this.
I think it was Ash.
It was definitely Ash. It was Ash. She sent it.
I think I sent it right away.
Yeah, no.
So Ash, I have a question. How do you know that right away? Because in Jack, here's how I know the Cowboys are. Mount Aviat are middle school, and the Dallas Cowboys were founded the same year. And whenever I was in middle school, I always thought, oh my gosh, my middle school was founded in the same year as the Dallas Cowboys. That should have been such a terrible year. So that's how I knew it. But do you have any story behind how you?
No, honestly, I think I don't know. I was just, I don't really know. I was just always, I don't know. That was something that my dad
took a guess. She took a great guess.
So
is that what you did, Tom?
I knew that one. I knew that one.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
She sent it to me at 9:04.
I sent it at 9:04 as well.
Did you, KJ?
How did you know it, KJ? I'm interested to know, how did you know it? What was your memory?
I'm just grateful at that one comment we didn't need to address, so that's great.
There you go.
What was yours?
How did I know? I'll tell you how I know. When you have cousins who are Cowboys fans, who have delusional freaking cousins who are Cowboys fans, who live in freaking Pennsylvania, who, as my dad likes to say, a rock fell from a tree or an acorn fell from a tree and hit them in the wrong part of their head or something like that. It makes a lot of sense. It honestly does. But yeah, there's a lot of numbskulls like that around here. It makes no sense why they've never even stepped foot in the state of Texas, and they're like, I'm a Cowboys fan, and it's like, you know, Cowboys beat, we love you, but at the same time though, you're one of those knuckleheads. I'm sorry, but you're one of those knuckleheads, man. You are. But we love you. We do. At the same time, I know my uncle has said this all the time. We got 5. We got 5. He's always telling me. And I was like, yeah, you can say that because you were alive for most of them. But when his sons say it, I say, shut the hell up, because you weren't alive.
So I lied. Conrad Joseph got it right. So out of all the comments, he got it right.
So that's a clean sweep tonight.
Yeah. So, and as Tony said, Ash is cooking the leaderboard right now. Put it up. I mean, if you want to add the update.
I haven't added it yet. I'll add it next week. But
Ash is at 5. Tommy's at 3 or 2, whatever.
I'm at 2. I've only been around for 2 of them.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. So, well, I mean, next.
I can read you the score if you want.
Yeah,
Fans are at 3. KJ's will be at 4. Sean would be at 3. Tommy would be at 2. I would be at 4. And Ash is the first one to put a tally mark at 5.
Yay!
I don't think
so. Ash leads the season 4.
Yeah, I don't think Ash has got any wrong since we've been doing.
I don't think she has either.
Well, I'll be out for at least a week, so
you better catch up.
So,
you hear that, KJ?
So there will be at least a week that I will not be there. So
yeah, we got to figure out some kind of a belt or something cool to give away at the end of it. But I mean, that's all we got for you guys tonight. I mean, it's pretty dry right now in the NFL until we get to the draft, so I do apologize for that. Also, if you guys are not doing anything next Thursday, April 20th, come out to our event at Klondike Kate's. We're having an Eagles Autism Challenge fundraiser, a celebrity guest bartender night. We have a ton on tap that night, a ton of celebrity guests. I think we're going to get some Morgan Wallen tickets to give away. So you're definitely going to want to come to that event. There's going to be a ton of cool stuff. And, I mean, I'm really pumped for it. So make sure you're following our Instagram. Make sure you subscribe, like the video if you haven't, and follow us on all social media outlets at 302birds. But that's all I got for you. I'm going to kick it to Jackson to do what he does best.
So, guys, keep Josh in your prayers. He's currently in Florida right now, and he's sleeping on a boat because his parents' house is full at the end, so he has nowhere else to sleep. But he is not here. And like I said, he'll be back on the show in mid-May. But without further ado, Zeppy, it's an outro, not an intro. Hit that outro, please.
We deserve a hot dog. Give him a hot dog. Come on.
Fuck up, Aaron Mark.